Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Hey. Hey, everybody. We got, hey, June and Zone, Malika, the Boom Bap channel. Hey, Celine. Hey, Bishop. Hey, Omani. Hey, Sheep. Sage of the Lotus, 30 Below, Eric, Fit Feminine. Hey, Ray. AMK, Bronze Dip. How you doing, sweetie? Gender Mambo. I'll wait until a few more people get in. How y'all doing? Walaikum assalam, JLJ. Y'all doing okay today? Yeah, that's a big issue, Celine. My job is masculine as well. I find that the driving jobs are masculine. Cause I drive Uber. If you don't mind, what do you do? Thank you, Evil Sosa. Say a little sprinkle for the start. Thank you for kicking it off right. But yeah, I find that when you have a masculine job, it takes a lot of work at first to switch out of the masculine energy into the feminine energy when you don't need the masculine energy anymore. Grocery store bag, I have a lot of lifting involved, getting the carts in the parking lot. Yeah. Thank you, Abraham T. So I have to be in masculine energy, which, because I've lived the way that I've lived, masculine energy is comfortable to me. But it's become easier to switch out of it once I get home. But while I'm driving, while I'm in the street, I gotta be in masculine energy. You know, I'm not running around here just being a whole little man, but, you know, that's super soft, super passive, I can't do that. Not driving around Chicago, not picking up strangers. It's not gonna work. That's why, and I'm gonna say this, and people not gonna maybe agree with it, but that's kind of, sort of, almost why I don't be thinking women should be really working. The most kind of work we should be doing is work for our husbands and stuff, and then that's it. Oh yeah, yeah, Celine. See, you taught the gynocracy too. You taught the gynocracy too. That feminist BS crap is taught to every woman in the Western world. All of us. Yeah, the at-home job, you get to stay a little bit more feminine, Bronze. I noticed that. Now, the one that I had didn't pay as much, so I wouldn't have been able to still stay there anyway. But going out to work, like a woman having to go out to work and like really get in the hustle and bustle of things and all in the middle of, unless the job nature is feminine, she gonna have to get into some masculine energy, and it's like, I don't want to do it. It does make us bitter, Celine, to work outside the home. That's why a lot of women be mad. That's why they mad. A lot of women are upset. Women have never been as unhappy as they are today. They see, feminism told us that our foremothers were unhappy because they didn't have freedom of mobility. And so feminism promised women freedom of mobility, which it did give us, but it's counter to our nature. But we asked for it. We asked for it. We asked, our foremothers asked for it. You know, our mothers and her mother asked for more mobility because they thought it would make them happy. And then came to find out that more mobility for women does not actually make us happy. It actually kind of makes us mad. Walaikum salam, Juanita. It kind of makes us mad because it makes us be in that masculine energy. And it's like, I don't want to do that though. It's drain. See, that masculine energy is draining to women. It's really draining. It's really an emotional drag. Right. It's a drag. I personally, Lord bless men for thinking and being in that energy all the time, because I can't even. Okay? I can't even. Sitting there in that masculine energy all day, and then you got to think about problems all day. Ooh, no. I'm good on that. I'm good on that part. You think of the problems. I hate to put that all on you, but you think of the problems, and I'll help you. I'll support you. But I can't. Hey, Miss Roxy Becco. See, new song right off the top. Roxy Becco. Hey, sister girl. Just showing some love to the master teacher. Thank you, my love. How you been doing? I've been seeing you with the glow up over on your channel. Y'all check out my girl Roxy. Her channel is awesome. She has a lot of good information for women, a lot of good fitness information for women, a lot of good femininity information. She's an awesome sister. Mahogany Sin said, I have to focus to be more soft when I get home. Working on building sites and dealing with men all day is a shift that took time. Music is another thing. Can't listen to rap all day at work. You know, the music, I'm glad you brought up music because I let my passengers listen to the radio. I don't like the radio. And then I be having soft R&B music playing in my Bluetooth. Sometimes it's a little smexy. It's a little smexy music. You know, I'll be like, hey. And that actually helps me stay in more of a feminine headspace because I really can get real good sitting into some masculine energy. Real nice. My whole body changes. Like when I drive, driving is masculine to me. I don't know if everybody sees it that way. But driving, the act of driving is masculine to me. And I guess I associate that because I learned driving from my father. So I have his driving mannerisms. I have the way he sat when he drove, the way he held his hands, I have all of that. So when I get in that driver's seat, like all of that, like I do the spread, I do the hand thing, like I have to really be conscious to sort of bring that in a little bit and try to be a little bit more feminine to it. But I'm my dad when I drive. And I don't completely curse that because my dad was an excellent driver. He was an excellent driver. And I actually got that. So I didn't get just the mannerisms. I got the driving skill. Which I actually love that because driving is therapeutic to me. So, you know, but I can get real comfortable in some, you know, get the arm on the arm rest. You know, one leg up, the other, like I can really get into that. And it's like, okay, let me bring this in. Let me put both my hands down. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring the arms in. Don't do the man spread, you know, bring it in a little bit. Taught you men should drive. Yeah, you know, when we were growing up, he did the driving. You know, he did the drive. But my dad put us behind the wheel when we was 5, 6 years old. He was like, no children and he is not going to drive. Because he loved driving. He loved everything, cars, trucks, driving. Everything. So he was like, my kids going to know how to drive. He put me in it. He would put me in the driver's seat of like tractors and stuff. I was like 8 or 9. He would put me in the seat of the tractor. He would let me run into stuff. Like, go. Just press the gas and go. Shift it. Taught me to shift it. You know, put this, go ahead. I didn't remember none of it. But it was fun because I was a kid. And I got to play in my daddy's equipment. So that was fun. It was fun to me because it was my daddy's stuff. And he didn't care what I did to it. Long as I didn't really break it, he didn't care. If you're referring to a chart, Soul Shader Father's Time created every chart that I do. Father's Time created those charts. Hey, say, A gang. A gang. Thank you, Fit Feminine. A gang. A gang. Okay. So we can actually get to it. I had my chit chat. But the chit chat wasn't too far off the subject. So I'm happy about that. Because most of the time my chit chat is don't have nothing to do with nothing. They be way off in left field somewhere. I'm still mad at my nails, but I am not going to get into that conversation. Hey, Sean Bay, love you too. Yeah, the charts are priceless. The charts are invaluable. I love every one of those charts. Oh, no. Mahogany. A-game is not a sex pill. A-game it is formulated for men specifically. And it addresses men's overall health because it's a vasodilator, meaning that it increases the blood circulation for men. And it's all natural. It's 21 herbs, so there aren't any false ingredients or, fake ingredients or anything like that. No caffeine, no sugar substitutes, things of that nature. Nothing like that in it. And it does have an effect on his libido just because of the blood circulation thing. But it affects also his vitality, his mental focus, and his energy and his strength. So men would take that once every 3 days. And it really, the guys in the chat take A-game. So they'll be able to attest to the effectiveness of A-game. But if you've got men in your life, brothers, fathers, sons, your husband, whatever, that, you know what I'm saying, you think could benefit from A-game, I definitely encourage you to get some A-game and give it to them. They won't know how to thank you. So what are we talking about today? Black women are the backbone of the community. Now we have heard, see the guys talking about A-game, so it's effective. Turned me into a silverback. The guys say it definitely works, and I've seen guys who took A-game and the difference. So yes, definitely. So black women are the backbone of the community, right? We've heard this time and again. We've heard black women say that, and they wear that as a badge of honor, right? Wear that as like we held this up, we held it down. And they say it typically after they've accused black men of not leading anything or not being present enough to lead the community. So they'll say, well, we were the backbone of the community. We are responsible for any successes of the community. But we're going to talk about this from that standpoint and from a little bit different standpoint, right? Because first, let's talk about what a backbone is. What is the main function of a backbone? I need a little bit crowd participation today. What is the primary function of the backbone? Guys can write it in the chat. The primary function of the backbone is, okay, Herbert says stability. What? There's another S word. Support. 30 below says support. Malika said support. Kalila said support. Raphael said holds up the body. Dramo said stand erect. Bron said stability. So we got it, right? We're within that wheelhouse, right? The main job of the backbone is to support. It is the main skeletal structure that supports not only the rest of the skeletal system, but the body itself. Right? So a backbone. Women are supposed to be backbones because we are anterior or in the back. I think that's posterior. Anterior, I think, is in the front. Posterior is in the back. Where posterior, the backbone is in the back. It's not in the front, it's in the back. And it is passively supporting. It is not an active thing in itself. The backbone is passive. Right? But that passivity is extremely important. Because if anything happens to your backbone, what happens to your body? It loses that support. Even if your back just hurts, when your backbone is in trouble, your body's in trouble. You feel it. When it's not in trouble, you don't think about your backbone. If it starts paining you, you have been all the way over. Ooh, my back. Ooh. Ooh, you be laying down, you be taking pain pills. If it endures a severe injury, you could face paralysis. Why? Because the backbone houses something even more delicate. And that is the spinal cord, which is the root of the central nervous system. Why am I giving a biology lesson? Because in these systems that the Most High have put together are lessons for mankind. Because the backbone protects something delicate inside of it. Spinal cord, which is the root of the central nervous system. It connects the brain and sends signals from the brain to the rest of the body. Women house something precious and delicate inside of us. We protect it. It's called children. That protection is usually passive. It's passive. And an effective woman and an effective mother is operating underneath the leadership of a man or a patriarchal system. When she is not under male leadership or a strong patriarchal system, she falls into chaos. Thank you, Tomcat. If the black woman is the backbone of the community, we must have polio in our backbone. See, we're going to get to it. So it actually would not be an off thing to say to call a woman the backbone because of the job of backbones. Backbones passively support, but the support is of extreme import to the effectiveness of accomplishing the goals. Let's examine black women are the backbone of the community. What's the state of the community? Chaos. It is in a state of disrepair. It is in a state of chaos. It is in a state of destruction. Because the women of the community have not been supporting it. They have not been the backbone for the community. Now, they have supported something. They have been the backbone of something. Because again, backbones support things. Backbones support a greater structure, which is the body. What have black women supported? What have they supported? They supported many things, but in considering this topic, what have they supported? Tomcat, thank you again. Said backbone of the weave salons. Y'all are starting up. Rainbow, feminism. They've supported abortion. Okay. They've supported feminism. What is feminism an offshoot of? Because we're going to go back to feminism. But what is feminism the offshoot of? Exactly. 30 below, RD. Feminism is an offshoot of palm-colored survivalism. Because we don't call it supremacy over here. There's nothing supreme about it. Right? So black women have supported a greater system. They have been the backbone of a greater system. Greater than them is what I'm saying. They have been the backbone of, in support of, a value system that does not benefit the tribe she belongs to. No benefit. Yet she has been the backbone for a system that has only brought chaos and destruction to her own community. So she's been the backbone. It's just she don't tell the whole story when she says that. Now, let's get to why I'm really talking about this. Because see, you can't be a good backbone if you can't be a good supporter. And you can't be a good supporter if you are not a good follower. See, they say I've been the backbone to try to demonstrate that she's been leading the community. However, a bad leader is often a bad follower, and a good leader is actually a good follower. We often also hear about Black men don't lead and don't build, therefore we have nothing to follow, which is cap. We're going to break down why that is lies. First and foremost, leadership and followership are not people, they are roles that you assume depending on the environment that you find yourself in. So a man that is in the military might be a follower in the military. He doesn't have the highest ranks. So he's following underneath the corporals and the lieutenant. I don't know who ranks where. Y'all can correct it. I'm a civilian, okay? Please forgive. Any of the vets can please forgive. But you get what I'm saying. If you're low ranking, you're a follower. That doesn't have anything to do with your gender. That has to do with your role. Your role in that situation is a soldier. You are a follower. When that same man gets home to his wife and children, he's the leader. Not a follower in that situation. He's a leader. He just switched roles because he switched the environment he was in. Okay? So it is a role. Now, the trick is that feminism convinced women that leadership and followership were gender-based, not environmental or role-based. Right? Feminism assigned masculine and feminine to leader and follower. When it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with gender, leading and following. If you want to talk about gender, you can talk about dominant submission. That fits a little better. But when we're talking about followership and leadership, that's role-based. Feminism, in its walk with women to teach women how to hate being a woman, because that's really what it is, and that's why I called it a feminine to masculine feminist pipeline. doing just about as much damage as the school to prison pipeline does to black boys. It is a process, and that process helped women to hate themselves and to hate being women. And then it assigned certain things to being a woman, such as followership. The only ones that follow are women and low value, low ranking males, which is not true. Not true. Right? Because there are men who enter the military who have all the masculinity in the world and plenty of leadership qualities. The purpose of going through that process of going through boot camp and all that kind of stuff is to either get rid of you because you can't take this environment, or it molds you into a couple of things. You're either going to become a real good soldier, and the best among them become very good leaders because they already had what? Leadership quality. They were already able to command other men. Other men already respected them. The military environment just gave them a pathway to make that shine, to bring it out of them if it's in there. So just because he came in and he had to go through boot camp and all of this other stuff, you know, that people would consider demeaning, he goes through that process. But there are men that go through that process and come out on top of it. Because why? He came in with the masculinity. He came in with the leadership quality. He came in with that. The military didn't give it to him. They just helped him shape it and helped him display it. I know that we've run into people in various situations, workplace, you know, you just run into people that just have that leadership vibe. It's just like, okay, people listen to this person. People listen to them. You may not know why, you may not, whatever, but the fact remains that when that person acts, people follow. When that person talks, people listen. There are just people that are like that. Right? But feminism told women that the leadership position, number one, was gender-based. So only men could hold leadership position in any case. In all cases. And that the followership position was feminine and therefore weak. Then it further told women that she shouldn't want to be weak. The only strength is masculine. So we got a couple of things going on. The first thing is it took leadership, followership from being simply roles you assumed in the different areas of your life, the different places that you go. Right? And made it gender-based. When, for instance, sometimes when we as the women go into our workplaces, we might actually be the boss over there. I'm my own boss. When I'm in that car, nobody's making decisions to pick this one up and don't go over here and take this ride and don't take that ride, but me. I'm doing it. I'm the boss. When I come home, I'm not the boss. If I come home to my husband, I'm automatically not the boss. He the boss. I automatically assume followership position. Right? Because I'm no longer in an environment where I'm the boss. I'm in an environment where I'm the follower. And that is my proper role. That's my role. Right? Women have leadership over their children. She has leadership. She's not a follower with her children. She shouldn't be anyway. She should assume a leadership role over her children. She make decisions for them. Hopefully in their best interest. She gets to dictate what they should and should not be doing. Because she should be having enough foresight, which is something that leaders must have, to direct children in the correct way. Why am I saying all of this? What I'm getting to is what followership is and what leadership is. What it really is. And then what feminism told women it was. After it made genderized leadership and followership, it diminished what it had assigned to women. It assigned followership to the feminine and then diminished the feminine. Made the feminine this big. Oh, you nothing if you following. Nobody likes a follower. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. We hear that all the time. You should never want to be a follower. See, being a follower has now in our culture gotten a negative connotation. It's negative. You're a follower, that means you're stupid. Thank you, Roderick. When you're a follower, you're an idiot. You don't have a mind of your own. That's what following has become in our culture. This is how we think of it. So we always attach something negative to following. This is a bad thing. When in actuality, followership is a powerful position. Because leaders don't get anything done without the followers to help them achieve the goals. You can sit there and have the most awesome vision in the whole wide world. But if there's no one gonna be there to help you actualize that vision, it remains a dream. You can sit there and envision and in detail, but if there's no one there, how does it get done? When they built the Hoover Dam, or really any structure, you can pick any structure, but let's just say the Hoover Dam. When somebody came up with the schematics, right? We're gonna build the Hoover Dam. These are the schematics. This is how tall, this is how thick, this is how wide, this is the strength. It need to be able to hold back this much, these many millions of pounds of pressure per square foot, whatever. How the Hoover Dam get built if it wasn't nobody willing to follow the orders in that schematic? If there was no one willing to do the grunt work, if there were no construction crews willing to come over there and do the physical labor to get the Hoover Dam built, it never would have gotten built. It would have just been a good idea on a piece of paper, and that's it. But feminism told women that followership was a weak situation. This is a weak position. This is not a position that she should desire to be in. So what did women do? Start becoming bad followers. What's a bad follower? What are the characteristics of a bad follower? Some of the characteristics of a bad follower is we'll go from the red square and then we'll go to the gray square in the middle. So the red square is cynical, alienated follower. This follower participation level is very low, mediocre, or absent. They have little to, and this is the key, they have little to no belief in the leader and passively, regretfully, or negatively help him. This follower also has high and independent critical thinking skills, but they utilize them as well as their knowledge to undermine, question, or challenge the leader. Then you have in that gray square the pragmatist follower who is just doing things to survive. This follower's participation level is neither low nor high. They only believe in themselves and only actively support things that interest them. This follower has basic critical thinking skills and contribute the skills only when it is beneficial for them. Right? So what did we learn just quickly from them? What is a bad follower? The characteristics of bad following. I don't believe in the leader nor the mission. Thank you, Sheep. I neither believe in the leader nor the mission. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sabura. Thank you, Mogul Maze, for the cash out. And thank you, DB, for the cash app as well. Much appreciated. Thank you, Ronan. Exactly. You guys have got it on the head. BK Born Shahi said bad follower is non-cooperative at best. Oppositional when full blown. When you do not believe in the mission nor the leader, you will not follow. And in some cases, you will betray the leader and the mission. Think of the story of Judas Iscariot. See, when he turned in Jesus, peace be upon him, for them 30 pieces of silver, not only did he trade wealth for spirit, or rather he traded spirit for wealth. He traded in spiritual value for wealth value. Thank you, Father's time. He did not believe in the leader nor the mission. A bad follower, cynical, started having his own ideas contrary to the mission. Started trying to see fault in both Jesus's mission and his person. And once he convinced himself of the faults and flaws, it was easy for him to betray. Was Jesus a bad leader, or was Judas a bad follower? Thank you, Tomcat. Said we live up under the Hyena Chronicles. Thank you, everyone, for your super chats. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you, KP. Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart, for the cash out. Very much appreciated. Thank you, the Revelator. Exactly, BK. See, that's what it was. See, the betrayal wasn't about the money. The money was an incentive, but not the reason for the betrayal, right? The reason that Judas felt comfortable to betray wasn't about the 30 pieces from the government. It was about being a bad follower. It was about being cynical, resentful, pragmatic. He only supported the man in the mission when he felt benefit. And when he no longer felt benefit, he ditched it. He betrayed it. What have the collective of black women done? They do not believe in the mission of the community in the prosperity of the community, in the forward progress of the community. They don't actually believe in that. And they certainly don't believe in the person of black men that would take the leadership position. So they betrayed. The money is an afterthought. Section 8 is an afterthought. EBT is an afterthought. These various programs, that's an afterthought. They were going to betray anyway. Black men have always become leaders. They've always gotten organizations. They've always put together something in order to facilitate the mission. Excuse me. To facilitate the mission. To facilitate achieving the goal of the mission. What happened to the Black Panther Party? Betrayed. Not only by the gynocratic male that they sent in to do the actual, mole, but the women betrayed. They betrayed the mission. The women betrayed the entire civil rights movement. The women betrayed that. By doing what? Siding with feminism, siding with intersectionality, and all of these other isms and schisms that would do what? Undermine the mission. And then it's easy to point the finger and say, well, you bad leaders. The Detroit 300, thank you. Bad followership. And then black women want to be the leaders of the black community, but you cannot be a good leader because you are a bad follower. You do not understand leadership because you don't understand followership. Followership is simple, it's just not easy. So the reality is these women are weak for not following, because followership is simple, it's just not easy. The concept of followership is simple. Follow directions, follow the orders. But it's not easy because why? What do followers have to do? Followers have to believe in the leader and the mission of the leader in order to throw their full support behind it. Whatever that looks like. It can be monetary, it can be sweat equity, it can be different kinds of support. But you won't throw your support behind something you don't actually believe in. When we look back at this chart, there's only one good follower on it. Every other kind of followership has a fatal flaw. When we look at the passive follower, fatal flaw. Let's read it. This follower's participation level is low, mediocre, or non-existent. They have little to no belief in the leader, and they passively, regretfully, or negatively help. This follower has little or no independent critical thinking skill and blindly follows the leader. That's a fatal flaw. You cannot blindly follow anything. Even the Most High does not require blind followership. Repeatedly in the Bible and in the Quran, you find the Most High talking about deafness, dumbness, and blindness, and never in a good way. Because see, if you're gonna be blind over here, you're gonna be blind over there. Anybody can lead you anywhere because you don't ask any questions, because you don't think. So you can't come over here and be a blind follower because you don't have any independent thinking skill. You'll go anywhere. That is the fatal flaw of the passive follower. They follow anybody because they don't think about anything. Repeatedly, the Most High asks, demands, go and look, go and examine, go and check the veracity of what I say to you. Check it. get accustomed to thinking about the truth versus the lies. Why is this important? Critical thinking skills are important. Analytical thinking skills are important because it helps you stay grounded in reality. It helps you not fly off into the fantasy. Let's take a look at the other kind of follower. The conformist. Yes, people. This follower's participation level is very high. They have strong belief in the leader and they actively support him. This follower has low or no independent critical thinking skills and follows or adopts the leader's ideas to provide support. Can we say, what kind of followers were they? They were the conformist. Usually you'll find a conformist under fear, underneath a tyrant, which is actually bad leadership in itself. But we're talking about followers right now. Scared to color outside the lines. Scared of what's going to happen to them. Don't have a thinking bone in their bodies. But we'll just go. Jim Jones's followers were what? Conformists. Why do you think that they would drink that Kool-Aid? That's where the expression comes from, drinking the Kool-Aid. For those of you who do not know, Jim Jones had a cult, and one of the last acts that he had them do was to convince them to cancel their life subscription by drinking poison Kool-Aid. Thank you, Kinshasa. I finally caught alive. You're beautiful and awesome. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Right? Exactly. Many police officers, anytime you get some sort of cultish or organizational or something like that, where the people are afraid to not do whatever they think is expected of them to do, regardless of whether or not they feel it to be wrong. Fatal flaw. You following real good, but you can't think. The Most High speak against that as well. Even in the Quran, Allah tell us, if you do not know, ask those who know. Seek knowledge. There's even a saying of the prophet, peace be upon him, that says one learned scholar is harder on the shaitan than 70 dumb worshipers. One scholar the shaitan fears because of knowledge, because of the ability to think. They are following, but not blindly. Because the following needs to be voluntary. And the only way that the following can be voluntary is if you understand why you're following. And this isn't just, I'm talking about spiritual stuff. I'm talking about anytime you're in a followership situation. You have to understand why you are following. That's the only way that it's voluntary. So when we take a look at the last category of followership, the one in the green is the only one that doesn't have a fatal flaw. The exemplary follower is effective. This follower's participation level is very high. They have a strong belief in the leader. They actively and harmoniously support. This follower also has high and independent critical thinking skills. They utilize this and their knowledge to support the leader. No blind following. No blind following. The best follower is one who is cognizant not only of the leader and the mission, but why they would support both. This go from following the Most High to following the leader at your job. This keeps your integrity in check. This is sometimes why people will, not follow certain orders. Yeah, I believe in the mission. I believe in the leader. This order that you've got me doing supports neither. So I'm not going to do it. Well, you're going to be court-martialed. Then I got to be court-martialed. Because this little task that you're trying to make me do, it doesn't support the leader or the mission. Because I'm not a passive follower and I'm not a conformist. I'm effective. I'm an exemplary follower. I understand the leader and the mission and what it takes to support them. And I'm not going to do what does not support. Well, if you don't support it, we're going to have this punishment, that punishment. Do I want that? No. I would like to avoid being court-martialed if I can. But if I can't, you're not going to make me do that. Because, see, the best followers have not only adopted the mission, they have a value system that they abide by on their own. followers, good ones, have their own value system. Why do you think that I talk about it to women in terms of being feminine? Because we are supposed to be exemplary followers of our husbands. But we also must have the value system. Not just him adopt the value system and I'll just follow that. I have to have it. I got to have my own spiritual value intact. I got to have my own health value intact. I got to have my own family value intact. I have to have that stuff intact for me. Because that'll make me a better follower. So that if I see my husband going way over there, I have the insight that I can share with him. Say, baby. Well, what you mean? And I not only do this, but I can articulate why I'm giving him this counsel. Because see, it's only a gynocrat that does this, but she ain't got no insight behind it. She ain't got no counsel behind it. She just don't want to follow. Because she just don't want to. Because she just want to be chaotic. I know you ain't doing that. Well, you got a better suggestion? No, but I know we ain't finna do that. Just being a contrarian, a cynical follower, undermining everything. You ain't got no solution. You ain't got no plan. You ain't got no insight. You don't got nothing. All you got is a no in your mouth. Where my fan? Boop. If you come to your husband and you say, I don't think this is a good idea, baby. And he say, why not? You had better have a proper explanation. Or else you just throwing monkey wrenches and stuff just to see monkey wrenches in it. Because the men are not infallible. They can make mistakes. They can overlook. They can lapse in something. That's your job. I don't think this is a good idea, babe. Why not? Well, you remember when such and such happened? Yeah. I mean, think about it. If that happened, and then this over here is about to happen, that can't be a good idea, because then what happens to this over there? See what I'm saying? See how them things is connected? And then that's probably not going to end very well for you or me. Now, I don't know if you should do that one. I mean, I'm just saying. Right? That actually gives them something to think about. That's interesting. That was a good point. Well, thank you. Yeah, pretty good point. I'll think about that. That's actually a good point. See, This is why I love you. That's a good point. All right. Well, you know what? We gonna talk about it. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it when I get home. But he ain't just coming over to you with leadership and saying, well, this is how we gonna do this. Let's see. Number 1 is here, and then number 2, and number 3, and this is how this is gonna go. Boop. What? First of all, get that bass out your voice. The only one can have bass in their voice is me. I can say stuff with my chest. You saying something with your chest? So I'm gonna need you to simmer down. You're gonna have to simmer. Now, I'm gonna need you to go out the door and come back in. However many times you need to go out and come in with your mind right. And I know if you got your mind right when your mouth move right. Got me? I mean, you just be coming up with all kinds of stuff, and I don't know why we gotta do that. Out. Out. Boop. I got something in my eye. Hold on. My apologies. I had something in my eye or whatever. I think I'm cool now. You know, sometimes you have a little piece of lint in your eye or whatever. It's like, anyway. You can't be the backbone because you don't know anything about support. Another point, let me just veer off for a second. Black women. Let me move closer to come in close. I'm gonna tell you something. Being a contrarian and being argumentative doesn't help you be heard. Okay? Being a contrarian and being argumentative does not help you be heard. Any man that is worth the salt going bread is gonna ignore it. He does not hear anything that you are saying because you're chaotic. You're arguing, you're fighting, and you're being disrespectful. Because the argue and the fight is disrespect. The bad following, because that is an example of some of the ways that you demonstrate bad following. You want to be heard and you have no idea how to do that in a feminine way. When you come to your husband with some humility and a calm aspect, he will listen. That is how you get heard. You say things calmly. You say things respectfully. And you say things clearly. This will get you heard. Even if he does not agree, it will get you heard. All that fighting and arguing and getting loud and call yourself standing toe to toe and you gonna holler just like he hollering? No. No. You know, you got the neck on roll, honey. You just bam. Okay? He gonna hear you when your neck roll counterclockwise. Huh? What he gonna do when the neck roll counterclockwise on you? You see what I'm saying? That's how you get shut out. That's how you get shut out. Always got something else. You always got a rebuttal. Then you want to blame him for bad leadership. He came to you with leadership. And when he presented the plan in the leadership, you wasn't even listening to what he was saying. You were so busy in your mind formulating what you gonna say, even so much as to cut him off mid-sentence to get your row out on how you gonna argue and go against it. You don't even know what his plan was. You don't even know what the leadership consisted of. Because you too busy talking, running your mouth, and you don't know what the next step is neither. If he be quiet and say, well, you run it. Since you so smart, you tell me. Since you so dope with it, you give me the 4 P's. Go ahead. I want to see your provision. I want to see your problem solving skills. I want to see your protection skills. That's what I want to see. Go ahead with your bad self. And when he sit back and hand you the reins and say, you bad? You bad? Huh? Go ahead with your bad self. You lay it out. You lay it out for me. Since I don't know what's going on. Since I don't know my head from a hole in the ground. You tell me what it is. And you gonna come up. I mean, well, I ain't say it like that. I mean, what you want me to do? Now you want me to lead you? Ain't that what you were trying to do 2 seconds ago? Because I could have swore when I came up with the problem already solved, you had something to say. So I can only assume that you solved the problem better than I solved the problem. So let's see. Right? still don't piggyback off the original plan. I want a whole new original plan that don't got nothing to do with what I just said. Hit it. You large and in charge, hit it. And if you can't lay out a 5-point plan, and I mean right now, make me see the vision. I want to see it. I want to have a holy moment with the vision. Loco sha. I want to speak in tongues with the vision. You show me. And when she come up on stuck, the first thing she gonna do is get mad. I can't believe you want me to lead you. Y'all men so weak. Knock it off. You ain't got no vision. Like they used to tell Tommy on Martin, you ain't got no job. You ain't got no plan. Go over there and sit down. Before I put you at the kiddies' table. My kids ain't even questioning me like this. Have a seat. Have several seats, as a matter of fact. Matter of fact, I don't want to hear nothing else for the rest of the day. I'm done. Nuh-uh, go ahead. So no, I said no. Said I'm done. Now you want to be feeling stupid. Knock it off. And then you won't have to hang your head and feel stupid. Right, she. You gotta relax. Go sit somewhere and relax. I don't know what got you hopped up today, but you need to hop down. Study trying, want some man to lead you, but you a horrid follower. You always got another idea that's trash. Trash ideas because you ain't thought of nothing new or innovative. Matter of fact, y'all be coming up with ideas and you don't even got all the information that he has that has informed his decisions. Because he didn't tell you all the information. How about that? How about that? Can you picture that? He didn't give you all of the pieces of information. So you're working off half the information. That's why your plans suck. And that's why your insights suck. Because not only do you not have the information, you didn't even have the wherewithal to ask. Kalila is getting crazy in this chat room, y'all. She said edgeless obstructionist. And on that note, I'm gonna fan myself. You don't get all the information, and you don't even have the wherewithal to ask for more information. And the reason why you don't ask for more information is because you're not actually trying to support him. You're not actually trying to do that. Are you? Because a wife that's really trying to support her husband is trying to think. Independent thinking and critical thinking skills. She's trying to think along with him, not in ways to undermine his progress and his leadership, but she's trying to think about how can I support? Because when I don't know enough information to come up with useful insights, I ask. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle, asking questions instead of trying to dictate. I'll say, well, baby, I got a question. Such and such, ABC. Is that what it is? Is that right? And he'll either say yay or nay. No, that's not what it is. Oh. No. Let me back up. This is what it is. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Because I thought that was happening, but that's not happening. Okay. So we good. Yeah. Now I can give good insight. I can give good feedback. I can say something that's useful. And not just popping my gums because today is Sunday. But y'all are not trying to support. You're trying to undermine. Somebody escort Ronan out of here. Cause why he say look under your wig for extra clues? Look under your bang. She gotta look under your bang. Your bang. You gotta look under your bang for the answers. How about that? You have to see. Why I get y'all started on that bang? I don't know why. Why would you get them started on bang? Why would you say that to them? You know they're gonna cut up in that chat room. Why would you do that to them? BK Born Shahid said something that I like. In good faith, encourage a lady to share her views. Isn't that at least part of sharing with her in the first place? I'm going to say a little something about sharing your views for all you gynocrats out there that think you so smart and think women, feminine women like myself. For all you gynocrats, I'm not reading the chat anymore. For all you gynocrats that think you so smart, the reason that you can't have a conversation with your man and give him insight is because you don't think. Your thoughts don't go past them fake tattoo edges that you buying out of the beauty supply store. I might make a video on fake tattoo edges because it's pathetic, but I digress. You don't think. You get mad and you start obstructing when he's leading because you don't bring even your insight to the table. You don't bring even your feminine insight to the table. You don't. That's why you can't have productive conversations with your husband when he tries to come to you with problem solving. When he encourages you and asks you what your thoughts are. You've been with this man 6, 7, 10 years and you can't formulate any feedback based on anything. You don't know him well enough. You don't know what he does on a day-to-day well enough. You don't know what his thought patterns typically are. You don't know what his viewpoints are. You don't know what his stances are in order to offer substantial insight. Because you've been with that man 5, 6, 7 years and dropped 3 kids, and you have not bothered to know that man one way or another because you don't care about him. You don't care to know him. You don't bother. This is why he can't come to you, and y'all the same ones squawking about partnership. You got to bring something to the table if you want to be a partner. Partners in business can sit down and talk business together because each partner knows about that business. But you don't know anything. That's why you hot mad. That's your first reaction, is to start getting mad and start being combative about it. Because you don't know that man at all. I don't know why I got them started, and now I'm in a quandary because I'm trying to ignore them. said Verizon. Okay, I'm not looking. That's why y'all get combative. Because you don't have any insight. You so busy being in masculine energy. Insight is listed under female nature, not male nature. Insight is the first thing. It counters provision. And I don't mean counter as in counteracts it. I mean it's the counterbalance. And you don't have that. That's why you rather argue. Y'all cutting up now. So let me today's show has been brought to you by A-Game, a male herbal solution, 21 awesome herbs, no artificial ingredients, nothing to make you crash. It addresses your blood circulation and improves vitality, energy, strength, and libido. So fellas, if you want to become part of the A-Game family, the easiest way and the only way to do that is to go into the description box, click the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com, and you get a 10% discount using the code Kendra10. That's Kendra, the number 10, at checkout to get a 10% discount. And ladies, for the men in your life, allow them to become part of the A-Game family by doing the very same thing. Description box, agameherbal.com, 10% discount, code Kendra10. Okay? I want to thank everyone for their contribution, super chats, cash apps, and for the great conversation. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.